Ahoy Mates! Welcome to Ocean Cay Marine Reserve, the private island of MSC Cruise Line here in the Bahamas. Now we are stopped here aboard the MSC Seashore on a 7-night sailing, so if you're interested in more information about the ship, be sure to check out our MSC Seashore playlist. You'll find daily vlogs for each of the 7 days, our room tour, and the full and complete ship tour there as well. But for today's video, I want to take you around the island and give you a full tour, show you everything it has to offer. So let's go ahead and get it started. Our tour of Ocean Cay, MSC's Marine Reserve, starts right now. So I actually wanted to start the tour with a bird's eye view from our balcony. So you can see the people walking down there on the pier, I guess you could call it, or dock, right when you get off the ship. And then you'll head through to the welcome pavilion. There's a little tower there that says welcome to Ocean Cay, MSC Marine Reserve Bahamas. So that's kind of just like the welcome and orientation part. And then if we look over here, we'll find our Discover Scuba Center over there to the right, Discover Scuba Diving Center. And then there's also the Rental and Excursion Pavilion right there, that pink tower. And then we go further beyond that, all those buildings over there is the Ocean Cay Village. So we see that, and just in the distance there on the other, kind of along that little lagoon right there in front of us. And then once we go further past that, we will find the South Beach. So that's kind of, if you see this area here, there's like a lagoon. So the South Beach is the one closest to us on this side of the lagoon that stretches all the way over to here. And then you have the North Beach is the opposite side of the lagoon. And then opposite of that, so the furthest side of the beach, out looking out over the ocean, that is Bimini Beach. Now over to the right, it's kind of hard to see from here. Do a little zoom action. Over there at that point out to the right facing out towards the ocean, that is Ocean House Beach, which is reserved for MSC Yacht Club members only. And then as we come back around over here, so again, Bimini Beach across, South Beach continuing over here. At the end of the point there is Paradise Sands and the spa at Ocean Cay. So Paradise Sands is just a quiet beach. The spa out there, you can get spa treatments. There's also a wedding pavilion all the way out at that point. And then on the other side, facing out to the ocean, there is the Sunset Beach, which is the longest stretch of beach that you can find here at Ocean Cay. And then we come back around, we'll find the Lighthouse and the Lighthouse Bar, which is a Hemingway-style bar, Lighthouse Bay right there in front of us. And that's pretty much the lay of the land. Food court located right in the middle. Seekers Food Court is located right there in the middle of everything. So not a huge place, but we'll go check it out. All right, down off the ship now. Something interesting to note, you actually don't disembark the ship from the lower decks like you do in other ports. It's right where you would normally board the ship from the main atrium. You come down through there. Little interesting thing. Also, MSC recommends bringing your towels from on board the ship, though they do have towels on the island for MSC Yacht Club guests. So now we make our way here and we turn and we find our welcome pavilion. Again with that big blue tower, crew out here clapping, live music being played. Sometimes they got speaker music going, but it's a good time nonetheless. So gonna head in here and keep going. Good time to point out that they do have beach wheelchairs available throughout the island. On the map it said they're available at all restroom stations. They also do have an electric tram service that can take you around the island. Transportation pavilion right there, so you can get on that electric tram. They also have chauffeured limo style golf carts for yacht club members only. You see the sign over here, it says yacht club members only, so this is where you can pick it up. They will chauffeur you around wherever you would like to go. And we kind of saw the real life version of this at the beginning of the tour, but if you wanted to see the overhead kind of on the map, get a lay of the land, here you go. Feel free to pause and check that out. Of course, the ship right there where we just got off, we're here now. So we're gonna make our way this way and around, and then we're gonna come back around over here and finish over at the Lighthouse. If you saw our ship tour of the Seashore, you'll know that MSC loves to name things in a very obvious way. The Rental and Excursion Pavilion, gee, I wonder what it could be. If you have any excursion, you need to rent any equipment, this is where you're gonna come from that. They do have some tables and chairs over here as well. Just off the Rental and Excursion Pavilion, you can turn over here to the right, find this little sidewalk that will take you to the dive shop. You can learn to scuba here or try snorkeling, any of those kind of water-based adventures. You'll head over here to the dive shop. They also have some picnic tables outside, so if you want to do any of that, you'll speak to the staff inside of there. And then they also have a couple of rocking chairs and Adirondack chairs over here on the point with a nice little view of the lagoon. And on the opposite side of the Rental and Excursion Pavilion, we'll find a couple of little buildings. This one here, the first one, the Ocean Cay Visitor Center. It looks like they do have some merchandise inside that you can purchase here. just get an idea. It's like kind of like a small little shop. And then next to that, we'll find the Ocean Cay MSC shop. So I'm gonna guess that this is MSC Emblazoned merchandise. A lot of MSC Foundation kind of stuff in here. And then yes, some standard MSC merchandise as well. The next building here in the row is the management office. So I guess if you need to speak to management, or which is probably where they work, that's located right next door. Just wanted to show really quick across from those buildings, behind the rental and excursion pavilion, you will find this docking lagoon here. You see you have all the wave runners out. They have a couple of different boats out here. So probably if you're gonna have an excursion or something like that that's based on boat activity, I'm guessing this is where it's going to leave from. Now back on the other side, just past the management offices, we'll find a couple of other small buildings. First one here, the Trading Post Ocean Cay Souvenirs. So again, it's just more merchandise. They're kind of giving them different names, but they're just little merchandise shops. Instead of one big one, they have a few small ones. And the other building across here is the Bahamas shop. So it says handmade in the Bahamas. So if you want things that are handmade here, locally in the Bahamas, this is the shop you want to come to. Or if you want to cool down, there's some nice air conditioning in there. Now we're going to continue walking on behind me back over towards that boat lagoon, but I did want to point out tables and chairs here, and there are sidewalks that you can take across that go through that side of the island from this point. Past the gift shops, we will find Springer's Bar here. Nice covered bar with some outdoor seating as well that's out in the sun, should you prefer. They also have TVs mounted here, so they might have some live sports on later in the day or different things like that. Get your drink, and they also have additional covered seating across. And of course, by covered across, I mean there's big umbrellas. It's not covered under an actual building. Just past Springer's Bar, we will find the Bahamian Artisan Market. It's not open right now. I'm gonna guess that they invite local vendors in with handicrafts and different things like that to sell here. But beyond that, we actually can't go this way with these colorful row houses. I'm assuming this is a crew area only. So now we're gonna turn around and head over in this direction. The umbrella seating I mentioned across from Springer's Bar was not just for the bar, but also the Smiling Fish Ice Cream Parlor. Now this is an additional cost, but they do have ice cream options here, should you like to get them. And right next door to that, in the same building here, is also coffee and iced coffee as well. And again, those are coming at additional cost. If you have a drink package from the ship, it will work here on the island, so keep that in mind. And I was correct, the colorful houses, staff area only. And as we walk between areas, if you're curious, this is what it kind of looks like. A lot of sand, a lot of planted palm trees, a lot of sunshine. Also wanted to point out that the pedestrian sidewalk that I'm on is over here towards the right as we head back. They do have the tram and cart area over there to the left. And as we wind our way back, we will find Seeker's Food Court. So this is the main eating area here on the island, included with your cruise fare. So this is not an additional cost. You see they have all the picnic tables out there and some standard tables and chairs under umbrellas. They're getting it all set up right now, but under that big pavilion is where you'll get that food. And across from Seekers is Seekers Cove, so a little coved off beach area. They also have a rental gear pickup station here. Seekers Family Cove is actually, I guess, the full name. So if you're renting floating mats or anything like that, you can pick them up here. And as you can see, it's just a standard kind of little beach area. Looks like they do have some floating platforms you can swim out and climb up on top of, but it's buoyed off there at the point with the jetty. So it's just this small little cove here. Probably a nice, safe little area for the family. I think that's why they call it that. You don't have to worry about strong currents or probably too deep of waters or anything like that. I wanted to show really quick at Seekers Food Court, all of the eating space they have, it just continues along here. Those tables and chairs in the sand covered under the big canopies, and then they have additional picnic tables on the other side. There's further tables and chairs under umbrellas back even further away. And then this is where you'll go in to the food court area to pick up your food when they are open and ready, which they are not right now this early in the morning, but just to kind of show they do have a bar area here. You can get some beer and other drinks like that, and then they'll have the food service station. I like all the colorful fish hanging from the ceiling. That's fun. All right, let's stop and look at our map here to get reoriented. So of course the cruise ship up in the top, we saw the Welcome Center, Ocean Village, Springer's Bar, Smiling Fish, all of that. Worked our way around here to Seekers and Seekers Family Cove. So now we're at that red star and we are at our first junction. I'm going to go right, as it is to me, and come around here, go across the bridge, and then see this island. Then we'll work our way back around and come through this area. So we're at the star now, gonna go that way. And if you have a cabana rented at South Beach, there's the cabana welcome desk right there. Making our way down the path here, I wanted to point out a couple of these food trucks over here that say Beach Shack. Now, it's my understanding from reading the MSC provided literature that these are included food trucks and they're located around the island. So this one has burgers, hot dogs, fries. Let's see, same thing over here, cheeseburgers, brownies, pasta salad. So they'll have these food trucks open and operating when it's time for lunch. And again, that is my understanding that it is included with your cruise fare. There are no prices listed. And here's just kind of a better look at the Seekers Family Cove, just to give you that idea of the beach space here. Again, the floating platforms out in the water. Now let's go across and look at South Beach. As we make our way over really quick, I'll show what one of the cabanas looks like. This is reserved. This is number 27 for reference. Have kind of like that sectional style couch, a couple of chairs, table in the middle. I bet that's a cooler inside of that box, but I'm not positive. And then you have some lounge chairs as well. All right, let's check out the beach. So of course you're gonna have some typical beach stuff here, like sun loungers. Some of them have umbrellas. Looks like most of them have umbrellas, at least in a section, right? And then you're just gonna have open beach. Down this way, calm lagoon style waters. You're not having waves and stuff up in here because it is broken from the current of the ocean, because it's up in like an inlet, like a lagoon here. A couple of floating platforms out here as well that you can climb up on, jump off of, things like that, and just real calm water to swim, snorkel, do whatever you like. I'm not gonna take you down the whole beach because there's no point. I mean, it just looks like this. It's a beach. It's nice. We're gonna continue, go back up the sidewalk and continue going on down that way. Back on the main thoroughfare here, and just past those food trucks we showed, is our first transportation pavilion, not counting the one right when you get off the ship. So there's one of the stops. Continuing on down here, the backside of South Beach, there is another bar there at that pavilion. There's also another Beach Shack food truck. Again, this is right across from Seekers Family Cove, just to help keep oriented. So we're just making our way around here. We're gonna see a couple of things, go across the bridge to the island over there. Making our way towards the end of South Beach, and I did want to point out there's a volleyball net down at this end. You'll just see lounge chairs throughout. Again, not going to bother showing all of them. They just keep going and going. But there across here, there is another transport pavilion with some rocking chairs and a nice view out to the ocean. Now at the end here, you'll see a little cove area with some tables, chairs, ashtrays and stuff, but this is Crew Cove, a crew-only beach, so pay no mind to that. All right, making our way around to North Island, wanted to point out there's another transport pavilion right here just before you get to the bridge. You cross over the inlet and takes you over to the island. Here's a good look at the lagoon between South Beach and North Beach, and as you can probably tell, the further you come down, the less people there are. So if you're looking for that calm snorkeling experience or just relaxing, you might want to make your way further down the beaches, as not as many people are down here. All right, here we go, across the bridge, head over to North Island. We'll just stop here for a second to get a view of the North Beach, so I don't have to go down there and get into it. It's a beach, right? There's sand, there's water, there's lounge chairs, there's umbrellas, lifeguards, there are cabanas you can rent here as well. Now, the buildings over there, we'll show in a little bit, but just gonna stop here and kind of show the beach. There you go. All right, we find ourselves at another fork in the road. We'll be heading left in just a little bit, but first I want to turn right and show Ocean House, the Ocean House area. This is for yacht club members only, so I'm just gonna breeze through here and kind of show. I'm not gonna use any of the facilities, but I think it'll be okay for me just to walk through and show you what it's like. Here's a look at the beach right when you enter the area, and also some of the cabanas that you can rent here. A little bit different, pretty similar, but a little bit different furniture than the ones we saw earlier. And the beach here for the yacht club is right out on the open ocean, so you will get a little bit of wave action, though it's pretty calm today. Lots of lounge chairs, lots of umbrellas, palm trees, lifeguard there. Nice quiet beach. So down at the end of the path, I wanted to point out they do have a few like oceanfront cabanas. So not on the beach, they're just up above the rocks here, looking out at the ocean if you prefer that. And then we'll turn here and we will find the restaurant and bar for the yacht club guests. So you can see here, they have the covered seating, they have the big building right there. So again, this is the restaurant and the bar area for the MSC Yacht Club area. They also have some tables and chairs here on the lawn. All right, back out of the yacht club area, kind of more on the main thoroughfare again. Wanted to turn, we saw North Beach on the other side. This is Bimini Beach, opposite of that. So still out here on the island, but on the opposite side here is Bimini Beach. Again, it's a beach. There's sand, there's water, there's lounge chairs, there's umbrellas. There are cabanas you can rent over here as well. The important thing to note is that this is open out to the ocean. So this is not an inlet lagoon, but the water is still extremely calm here, at least on this day. So lots and lots of beach options here for you at Ocean Cay. Making our way to the end of the island, in between North Beach and Bimini Beach, wanted to point out there are a couple of smaller bars as well as a couple of other beach beach shacks or snack shacks, whatever they're called, the little food trucks here. I'm just gonna head down right here towards the end and we'll wrap up this part. Did want to show that this large building we saw from across earlier is actually just bathrooms, restroom area there, freshwater showers, and water fountains. And I think now that we've passed that, we can pretty much stop here because the rest of the way down is just accessing either of the beaches. Bimini Beach over to the right as I'm walking now, which is out open to the ocean, and then over on the other side, North Beach on my left, which again is just that lagoon opposite of South Beach. Get a great view of the ship from here as well. Yeah, and this is the end of the sidewalk. So from here on out, it's just beach, a couple more cabanas, but then that's it, that's the end. So now I'm gonna head back down, go back across the bridge, walk through all that stuff we just saw, and over to that part of the island. All right, we're back at our original fork in the road across from Seeker's Food Court. So we just seen all of this, the island, everything. I want to point out, South Beach is going to continue along here, so nothing to really show until we get over into this area. So that's what I'm going to do now. I went right on the sidewalk earlier. Now I'm going left. Let's go check it out. As we make our way around, I did want to point out a couple things. I do highly, highly recommend staying hydrated, wearing lots of sunscreen, and if available, using the transportation system, because these are quite some long walks, and as you can see, there's hardly any shade along them. They are in the direct sun, and it is hot. Kind of another fork in the road. The sign here tells us to the left is the Lighthouse bar. We'll get to that later. We're gonna keep heading straight, or kind of off to the right first. Another split in the path here, anchored by another bar. So we're gonna go to the left later. That's where we're gonna finish up. Right now, we're heading to the right, out to the point. This is the longest walk in the world. It did not seem like it, but it is. Another bar there, though it's currently closed. Across from that is another transportation center. Another little kind of tram bus stop area, I believe. That's what that is. That's what the rest of them look like. And there is another beach space back here. So at some point, South Beach ends and it becomes Paradise Sands, which is just supposed to be a calm, quiet beach. So they do have some kayaks and stuff out here, life jackets. So it looks like they're doing some excursions over there as well. Okay, I'm gonna continue the long walk all the way out here to the end. There has been a beach this whole stretch that I've been walking out here on the open ocean, but at this point they ask that you no longer swim or dive and keep off the rocks. It turns very rocky from this point forward. At long last, we have finally made it out here. So I did want to point out this area is adults only. Kids over 16 years are allowed, but this is the spa, Ocean Cay Spa. So you see the sign there? You can get spa treatments done out here. They have the different treatment cabanas, check-in desk right over there. There are some bathrooms out here as well. And you can also come out to the point and just get kind of a nice view. Oh, and I believe the area I showed with the kayaks earlier was actually still South Beach. This, I believe, is Paradise Sands, the quiet beach that's behind the spa area here. So there's not even any lounge chairs or anything out here. It's literally just a sand beach. Quiet, nothing going on. And one final thing to show here at the very, very end of the point is the wedding pavilion. So if we look over there, you can actually see the pavilion. They have some chairs set up right now. It's roped off. Looks like they might be getting ready for a ceremony. So you can say I do, you can renew your vows, things like that. Got the gorgeous view, palm trees, grass, blue water out there. Excellent backdrop for that perfect ceremony for you. And then looking back over across the rest of the island. And now I get to make the long walk back. Hooray! And as we make our way back, I did want to point out that this beach I showed earlier, this is Sunset Beach, Half Mile Beach, and it's the longest stretch of beach on the island. So it's gonna go from here pretty much all the way to the Lighthouse area where we're headed right now. All right, back at that first fork we had on this side, where I said it was anchored by the bar right there. Still have the Sunset Beach behind us, but now we're heading this way towards the Lighthouse. All right, and the first area we come to here is this little covered pavilion. I do believe this is another transport stop. Some of them had signs up that said that, but they've all looked like this, so I think that's what they are. And then if you come out here, there is another bar area. The sign says Ivory. So there's a bar under the hut, and then they do have some really cool, nice style, like lounge chairs out here looking out over the ocean. You can see here, they got those comfortable chairs out here on this little patio kind of thing, and you can just come out here. Get uninhibited views, those blue, green, turquoise, aquamarine, whatever you want to call it, waters. All right, another fork in the road. I think it's gonna be our last one. This will take you back to where we began our tour at the Welcome Pavilion and all that. This is Lighthouse Bay, this beach area here with all the colorful Adirondack chairs and umbrellas and things like that. They have a buoyed off swimming area here as well. And it's right near the ship and right near the lighthouse. So let's head over there and take a look at that. There it is with that beautiful red and white paint scheme, standing 100 feet tall. And yes, you can go up to the top of it. There's also a bar out there. Let's go have a closer look at it. So here we are at the Hemingway style lighthouse bar. You can see it here in the middle, got everything stocked up and ready to serve. And then all on this platformed area, they have all of these outdoor couches and tables and chairs, and it's even multi-level. You can come down here closer to the water if you want a better view of that. And that continues along the side as well. Get a beautiful view of the ship that you're docked on, and then the beautiful view of the lighthouse itself. I am not gonna go up there right now. Maybe we'll have done that in our daily vlog. Be sure to check that out in case we did. Just know this is where you'll find it. Oh, and one final note, we've also heard they do a light show at night right before you leave, and all of these lights might indicate that that is true. And I just asked bar staff here, $15 per person to go up the lighthouse. Well, there you have it, friends. That is our tour of Ocean Cay. We hope you enjoyed it and found it useful and informational as you plan your trip to this private destination. And if you're interested in booking your own cruise vacation, we would love to help make that happen. As travel agents, our services are completely free to you, so feel free to reach out via the travel agent information. It's in the description of this and every other video on this channel. You can also visit our website, hoffmanhappytravels.com. Hope we'll hear from you soon. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us for today's video, but we're signing off. See you next time. Happy travels!